Hey guys, this is Meredith Lochran with Geek Insider, and this is Lady Geek Live. I'm not sure if you heard that introduction. I've been playing with the settings on StreamYard, which is the system that we're using, and so we're playing with the different things because we've got a huge event that's coming up in April 11th through 12th. I know it's Easter vacation, but we figured we have a captive audience with you guys. So where are you going to go? You might as well tune into Geek Out Virtual Con. This is a live stream event that is over 2 days. We might extend it if we have an influx of people who want to come on. And it is a free event. There are going to be door prizes. We have special guests. Some of them include Eric Smith Gunn and Pam Meisel Smith. They are from Enfuego Entertainment, and they have a limited TV show on Amazon Prime called Hijab. I know that I've seen the pilot episode of that, and it was pretty amazing. I wrote a review for it. So I hope that you guys will tune in for their show, but also sign up for Geek Out Virtual Con. April 11th and 12th. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. This is going to be a short video because as you can see, I'm still setting up my studio. I need to get a decent background and everything. I'm playing with the different tools. This is why I'm going online and live streaming so that we can hash out some of the issues that we might be running into when we're doing this event. So some of the events, some of these special guests, I should say, we've got the Underpresence, which features Jake Estrada and Chuck Fresh. And I had the pleasure of meeting them at Space Coast Comic Con 2020 before the coronavirus craziness happened. And they also work on indie originals, and we're going to be highlighting them on the Geek Insider website. So when you go to geekoutvc.com, you're going to get to the virtual con landing page, and we're working on the profiles of them so that we're going to have all of the backlinks to their social media and where you can find them and connect with them, because this is the main thing that we want to do with Geek Out Virtual Con, at least the first one, is that because these are extraordinary circumstances where so many of these bricks and mortar Comic Cons have been canceled or postponed, we wanted to fill in the gap, but we're not charging anybody for anything. We are giving 15 minutes minimum for time slots. We're bringing people in. Originally we thought about having different alleys, like the comic book alley, the artist alley, the writer's alley, and all that stuff, filmmakers and things like that. We have some filmmakers as well. And we decided to go against that. And the reason why is because we didn't want people to just tune in at a specific time and then disappear. We want to kind of keep that a surprise. So the only people who really know what time slot they're going to be in, and that's up to them if they want to promote it, and I suggest that they do. We wanted to keep it random so that people would come from all walks of life and all genres and all different types of creative endeavors to promote and support and find people. I noticed that with a lot of these Facebook groups, Twitter groups, and all this stuff, I noticed that I'm running into the same people, which is great because I love them. I think they're great people. Some of them are creative. Some of them I'm learning so much from. So, I've kind of adopted them as a mentor. There are others who are just, they're important. My friends and family in real life. And it's one of those things where if you find that you're kind of going around in the same circles, that's great. if that's what you want to do. But see, I want to network and I want to find more people and I want to connect with more people. So kind of reaching out and going beyond those normal circles is not normally in my comfort zone, but I endeavor to do that. So Geek Out Virtual Con, April 11th through 12th. And let's see, I mentioned the Underpresents and Indie Originals. I mentioned Fuego Entertainment, so they have a show on Amazon Prime. We will also have some of the developers from Q, which is an online game. It's an online card game that is, I guess, similar to Hearthstone. I don't play Hearthstone. In fact, shame on me, but I kind of play Candy Crush, and the rest of the time I'm working. I'm either writing or I'm doing social media or I'm helping to create the branding for Geek Insider and develop that and do more outreach. So those are things that I do, but I'm playing Q and it's kind of fun. You're taking these cards and you're battling each other and you're trying to get as many of these cards as possible so that you can fuse them together and create stronger cards. If you purchase cards, there's the in-app purchase option, and you can earn gems and token, not like crypto token or anything like that. They're in-game tokens, and you can earn those and purchase other cards. So the more that you play, the more that you gain as far as battle experience, just daily check-ins and things like that. It's really kind of cool. So there is Q. We're going to have some of the developers there, and we're also going to have some special Geek Out Virtual Con codes. So you will have an opportunity to get some really cool cards. You have to download the app. We also have some door prizes from Mobile Edge, and we have some of our vendors who are coming on who have committed a couple of products. So whether it is a comic book or a book, it could be a download, it could be a coupon code. We've got some door prizes that we're going to be distributing to our viewers. Now, the key to that is you have to be there to win. So we're doing the random drawings based on who's present, and we're going to just draw a name, and then we'll be sending out the prizes. Now, some of them are going to be they're not going to be delivered right away. We're still kind of going, do we mail this out with all the COVID stuff going on? Just slice all the heck out of it. Some of it is going to be delivered to your inbox. Don't mind the noise around here. It is still March, and I live in Florida, and you can see my crazy hair. I don't want to put on my air conditioner yet. It just feels wrong to put my air conditioner on in March. I am I'm a New York transplant. I've been here for almost 5 years, so I'm pretty acclimated. But it's still that mindset of putting on my air conditioner before June. So, but it is unseasonably hot and we haven't had any rain. So, okay. Getting back to the topic, I actually wanted to test something out here. Again, this is my first live stream. I am testing out the tools on StreamYard, and we're working with the branding and things like that. So if this works, I'll be back in 30 seconds. Hey there, this is Meredith Lochran, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Geek Insider podcast. We've got advertising opportunities for you through our website and this podcast. For more information, contact us at info@geekinsider.com. Once again, that's info@geekinsider.com. Was that fancy or what? I hope you guys could hear that. I'm going to have to listen in and see how that works. But Yeah, so we're going to have 30-second slots in our podcast. We have a new podcast. Actually, it's an old podcast, but we've dusted it off and we're putting in new content. A lot of it is already on YouTube. We've done some interviews with Deetria Baker. Many of you might know her if you're in the Florida geek scene, where she is part of the Independent Creators Connection that was founded by her husband, Terrence Baker. And he is going to be a special guest at Geek Out Virtual Con, April 11th through 12th. So we have Terrence Baker who's going to be here. And let's see. Well, hello, Facebook user. I don't know who you are because I don't know. Facebook seems to be playing games a little bit, so it's really hard to see some of these chats, the side chats here. But hello, thank you for tuning in. I've got a couple people who have special guests. I have Athena Finger, who is the heiress of the Dark Knight, and as many of you know, oh hi Kevin, how are you? Yeah, you're. I'm only seeing you on as Facebook user, so so it's not like I'm like, who are you? I don't see who you are. Not in my StreamYard tools here. And I have a link on my Lady Geek page. It is it's there. There's a StreamYard link if anybody wants to pop in and chat with me. So what was the other thing? Athena Finger. Yes, I got off track here. So she is going to be here with Rick Stafford, who is the true Aquaman. I met these two at the Space Coast Comic Con as well. So I made a lot of connections, and it's wonderful to meet people in real life because then, it goes beyond just swapping business cards. You reach out on social media, you say hello, you make friends, you kind of troll them and, not in the creepy stalker kind of way. I'm not a creepy stalker, but I like to do my research. So I try to dive deep into finding who my guests are because when I do that, I want to promote them as best as possible. And you do that by connecting with them. You do that by doing a deep dive into their social media and reaching out and swapping phone calls and things like that. So that's a lot of fun. Athena Finger, heiress of the Dark Knight. She is going to be here. She is an artist in her own right. We are going to be having her profile page up on GeekInsider as well. That should be coming up this evening or early tomorrow, along with Rick Stafford, who is he is a great guy, wonderful sense of humor, excellent cosplayer, and just an overall wonderful human being. So it's going to be exciting to be talking to him as well. Oh, let's see. I'm kind of going off the cuff here because, like I said, I'm kind of playing with the tools. I'm by myself. My buddy Matt, he's going to be on my list because he was supposed to be in here so we can bounce off of each other and talk a little bit more about Geek Out Virtual Con. Now, I am going to be pretty busy because the week after that, I will be participating in CyberCon. And I will be talking more about that when we get a little bit closer. It's just right now I have been so busy with scheduling people for our Geek Out Virtual Con and making sure that things are running smoothly, getting some advertising out there and really talking about this and promoting it to as many groups and people as possible. We're still hunting for some really cool guests. We're waiting for some callbacks, and let's see what I highly recommend. You see my puppy in the back there? Yeah, I'm working on my studio. This was something that we were talking about before, where you can do all of the YouTube searches and figure out how to do the proper lighting, how to have a nice background and stuff like that. I did all that. I got it. I just haven't done it. So don't judge. This is a work in progress. Yeah, my dog. So I'm just waiting for my husband to kind of go walking by too. And are you okay? Are you okay? So going solo is not so much fun. And like I said, I'm kind of going off the cuff, so I don't have a lot of stuff to really talk about. Geek Out Virtual Con. You can go to geekoutvc.com. That makes it a lot easier to type it up and get to our landing page. Find out who's going to be there. We have to update the page. We have a lot more special guests that are coming in. This is a free event. It's free for people who want to be a vendor. And I highly recommend that you do, because our audience is about 370,000, and that's all encompassing. That includes our website, that includes all of our social media from Facebook, all of our different pages, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You know, we have 370,000 and we're growing. We just launched our Geek Insider podcast, which is now on iTunes. It is, what's the other one? It's all over. I mean, we're hitting the ground running. We are dusting off a lot of the old stuff. The podcast is about 6 years old. So is the YouTube channel. And we've dusted it off. We're putting in new content. It's going to be a steady stream of information. We've got our tech guy who decided that he wanted to have a podcast as well. So we're going to be talking to you about once a week about tech, blockchain, cryptocurrency, all of those things in that genre. On the entertainment side, we're still doing comic books, we're doing movie reviews, we're talking to people in the industry, in the entertainment industry, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So this is just a ton of work, and it's so much fun, and it is just amazing to be busy. And on that, I just want to speak to some of you who are not used to being homebound. It's different when you're going on vacation. And a lot of times, more often than not, I know people who say, I need a vacation for my vacation. And I know some of you are probably saying, I need a vacation from being home. It's not easy. It took me a long time to get used to working from home. I've been a remote worker for about 10 years. And it really took a long time to get used to it. The biggest thing that you could do is have a schedule. Make a schedule. Seriously, you get up. I mean, from just saying, I'm going to get up, I'm going to scratch, I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and I'm going to check my email. That's the beginning of your morning. And then have something set up your day so that it's compartmentalized into these different areas so that you're not going crazy. I know it's really hard if you've got small kids to try and keep them occupied, but you know what? Your kids probably don't want to be connected to the hip with you either. So consider that. Have tasks, have jobs. Consider your day, whether it's, just saying, hey, I'm going to take 4 hours of my day because I have 24 hours of it. Take that and say, hey, I've got 4 hours. My job is to read a few chapters of this book and maybe write a review. Authors, especially indie authors, need reviews. Do that for them. If you love your author, write a review. Be honest about it, but don't be cruel. If it's not good, as a friend of mine used to say, if you are online and you're having a bad day, sit on your hands, okay? And the reason why you sit on your hands is so that you don't say something nasty online that stays there forever. You don't want to burn any bridges, especially in this time period. You want to have your connections and you want to make more connections. So you don't want to be a rude jerk about it, But indie authors, writers, artists, they need your support. And the best way that you can do that is by connecting with them, following them on their social media, subscribe. It doesn't matter whether you just go to YouTube for whatever. Subscribe to their channel. It's not going to hurt you at all, but it's going to help them a lot. So do that. Follow them on their social media. Read their book. Buy their book if you can. And then leave a nice review. Those are things that help. Just help them market themselves, because a lot of times independents especially, they might be very creative, but they don't know how to market themselves, and so they need all the help they can get. They do that by developing these communities. These communities eventually become like family. I have so many connections online that I'm closer to with some of my own flesh and blood. uh, they are they know me. And I know that might sound weird, but I have relatives who, they know me. It's kind of a social thing. It's like, hey, happy birthday and all that stuff, and maybe an occasional barbecue. But my everyday interactions, I'm so much closer to a lot of these people that I've met online and never in real life. And one day that I hope that I will. That was one of the wonderful things about Space Coast Comic Con. I'm a transplant in Florida, so going to an event like that and meeting brand new people and just finding an immediate connection with them, and then we just followed each other all over social media, and that bond became so much stronger. That's important. Those people are becoming my family. And again, I want to circle back to Geek Out Virtual Con. These are people that we're reaching out to. They are in the community. We want them to become family. And so this event is really about reaching out and paying it forward to independent creators or mainstream creators. It doesn't matter. Everybody's kind of hurting in these times. You can't go out and just film something anymore. You can't go out and take a shot or do a group. I've got a friend of mine. He I have to touch base with him because he was doing a huge zombie scene, and it was like this huge call to action to get everybody to show up and be zombies for a day. I'm like, was that shut down? I don't even know. But these are things where it's like, you know what, develop those connections right now, because when this pandemic is over and the panic is gone, and things are kind of going back to normal again, these are the connections that you want, because they're going to carry you through into those real life transitions from being home and then going back into the real world. So you want those connections. Find them wherever you can. On that note, I'm at 23 minutes. My StreamYard link is out there. Nobody else wants to jump in here, and that's okay. This is my first Lady Geek Live. I also do a podcast with Matthew Harris. He's my co-host with Geek Speak. We do that on YouTube. We record, we're just talking, or there could be interviews, and it could be about entertainment news, it could be world news, it could be just pounding salt, whatever the case might be. But he was supposed to be here, so I hope he's taking a nap. I will forgive a nap, because he has been burning the midnight oil. We all have, trying to get this off the ground. It was a crazy idea where we were looking at the world and going, everything's being canceled. I had press passes to MegaCon. I was all set to go. I'm so glad that they rescheduled. But I had a press pass. I was ready to go. And we had all of these events and things like that. And everything started getting canceled. And we were like, oh, man. Not just for the interaction and the fun and the interviews and, getting those business cards and things like that for GeekInsider, but from a revenue standpoint, anybody who has a table is missing out on the opportunity to meet their fans and sell books at, like direct sales. Those are gone. So it's really important right now to make sure that you've got your Kickstarter or your website, have your storefront cleaned up, dust it off, do whatever you can. You have to put your best foot forward when it comes to that. And socialize. If you want a time slot at Geek Out Virtual Con, make sure that you contact me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm everywhere. Most of the time you can find me under MERJ99, MEREJ99. That is my Twitter, that is my Instagram. Facebook, Meredith J99, or my page, my professional page or my business page is Meredith Lochran 99. So nobody knows how to spell Lochran. Unless you know me. So connect with me if you are a comic book writer, an author, an artist, a filmmaker, if you're an indie, if you're in mainstream, if you're a gamer, if you develop games, if you play games. We want to talk to you. We want to help you grow your network and meet other people who are like you as well. So on that note, I am going to play with a couple more tools here. I was playing with the branding, stuff like that. And again, I'm not getting any feedback. So if you guys are leaving comments on Facebook or YouTube, I'm not seeing them over here, except for Kevin. Hi, if you're still there, if you're still tuned in. So I'm going to watch the playback, and hopefully these have some audio to them. And I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm really going to try and work on my background and my lighting. Oh, look at this. I have a beautiful professional mic. This was a gift from my brother. And the problem is I don't have a 48-volt phantom power supply. So I ordered one. I figured Amazon Prime, I'm going to get it, no problem, right? It doesn't come in until the 18th. So yeah, I don't have a beeper thingy. So we're trying to keep it PG here. So yeah, I have this wonderful mic that would probably take out all of the other sounds and have a clearer audio, but yeah, I can't power it, so I can't use it. So until then, of course, it's after my event, but I'm going to sound really good for CyberCon and podcasts after that. All right. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you watch the replay. Make sure that you subscribe. I don't know where I'm pointing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to our Facebook page. Follow us everywhere. Follow me everywhere. I'm Meredith Lochran with Geek Insider. This was Lady Geek Live.